it's Julia Bramble here from Bramble Buzz, and I help you, small and medium-sized business owners, get more from your social media marketing. So I help you get smart with strategies that don't take masses of time. And today I wanted to do a very quick Periscope because I'm on holiday. I'm in Cornwall with my family, and there are a couple of things that I've learned just in the past 2 or 3 days that I'd really like to share with you, just in case they help you too. So very quick one today. As I said, I just wanted to share a couple of tips. And one is finding the time to be by yourself, to have some space to think and to create. And I wanted to show you the little thinking space that I've found in this beautiful cottage in the village of Crantock, which isn't far from Newquay. The beach here is just to die for. The weather has been fab, and just off the bedroom here is this beautiful little balcony that I'm going to show you. Isn't this just gorgeous? So I've been sitting here in this little chair, admiring the view, and oh, hi Nicola, hi Nikki, nice to see you. And this view has just been so inspirational, and just for like 10, read a book, ponder, think, clear my mind, be inspired by nature, and be in the present. And I can't tell you, oh hi Angus, nice to see you. I can't tell you how powerful that's actually been after a summer holidays of trying to juggle children and work and try and keep everybody happy and all the balls up in the air, which hasn't been necessarily the best idea, to be honest. A few minutes each day of just being able to sit out here in the sunshine and think and just clear everything else that was going on away from the other distractions of family, children and what we should be doing has been absolutely ace. So I'm really glad that you've been able to see my little thinking spot that I found, especially on a sunny day. I think the people outside think I've gone completely mad talking to my iPad, so I'm going to come back and hide myself away again. So I've been so inspired by this little thinking spot that I found in this beautiful cottage that I've been thinking about how I can actually recreate that when I get back home, because just 10-15 minutes a day of actually being able to be by myself without the pressure on of everything else that's going on, and be inspired maybe by something beautiful like a view or a painting or some music, I think is incredibly important. It's Steve actually taking us through his thoughts around his life and how he's discovering what fear has actually done to him, and how in some situations it's really held him back, it's really paralyzed him, and how by talking with others it has helped him through. So in chapters that are no longer than maybe 2 or 3 pages at a time, he shares an incident or a recollection or an example of how fear can really grab us and stop us doing what we want to do. The woo-woo term is going to be what we were put on this earth to do, and I'm actually still really struggling with that, to be honest. It's kind of one of those things that's out there that I'm trying to process at the moment, but the stuff that we really want to do. So a couple of points that Steve makes in the book, which I think have hit home the hardest for me and might do for you as well, but I'd be really interested for you to go out and read it and let me know what you think, or if you've already read it, just tweet me at Julia Bramble on Twitter. I'd love to know. But the biggest points for me have been that fear is in the future, right on the present, then the fear will vanish because we will no longer be thinking about the future. If we just go out and get going and do little bits of what it is that we want to do or are drawn to do, then the fear will necessarily vanish because fear exists in the future. And Steve invites us to write down what it is that we're most fearful of at the moment. And then when we look at those fears, we will see they are all in the future. Awesome. And another big point that so hit home for me, after these, at the end of these summer holidays with the children, and I'd love to know if this is as powerful for you as well, is the fear of being rejected. And I know a lot of us have that in greater or lesser amounts, but the fear of being rejected that makes us go out and pretend to be someone that we aren't, just in order to impress people or get people on our side or make people like us. And actually, there's no way in the world we can make people like us, because we're not in their heads and we're not them. So the fear that we're putting up there is the fear of something actually that we have no control over anyway. So it's foundless. And that really hit home for me, because I know that the fear of rejection can stymie a lot of us, can stop a lot of us from doing what we actually want to do. And I know that it stops me. But the particular tangent or angle I took on the book at this particular time was that I realised that not only maybe in front of some of my relatives and maybe important business influencers do I block myself from really being me. I turn myself into someone that I think they would like to see. But I roll around on their tummies and have tantrums and make amazing art and make amazing music or whatever. They will be themselves without fear of whether they're going to be loved or not. And that's exactly the way we should be. So why are we caught up so much in worrying about who we are and what we're about, especially in front of our nearest and dearest? So there were two little quick tips from me today. One was about finding an inspirational quiet space and spending some time on a regular basis enjoying it and enjoying the peace. And the other was to get hold of a copy of the book called Fearless by Steve Chandler if you haven't read it already, because I think it's one of those books that you will dip into over and over again and you will pick up what you need to hear at that particular moment. So I hope that's been helpful. If you want to get back to me, questions, queries, just feedback would be awesome. Thank you so much. I'm on @JuliaBramble on Twitter, and